Hey, aren't you Melissa Murray Bailey?
I am.
Aren't you running for the mayor of Philadelphia?
Yep.
I gotta talk to her. Schools. Everyone's always concerned about schools. Right now, Philadelphia doesn't actually elect a school board like most everyone else. We have one assigned to us. Do you feel the School Reform Commission, or Commission Reform, whatever their acronym is, do you think they're doing a good job? Would you push to have local control brought back to Philadelphia? Where are your feelings on that?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to take ownership and accountability for our school system. And as we look at the School Reform Commission right now, it's very challenging because you have diluted accountability and uncertain responsibility. Right? When you have two groups that are responsible for something coming together, it's very hard to say, okay, who's actually going to get this done?
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
And that's what we need to do. We need to say, once and for all, we're going to fix this. And we're going to do what it takes to fix it. And that is the responsibility of the city. The city is responsible for educating our kids. And if we don't do that, then we are failing in one of the basic things that city government is responsible for.
So you would push for local control to be brought back to Philadelphia?
Yes.
All right. Now, speaking of schools, seems like every year there's always a shortfall. There's always a budget shortfall. They're always raising taxes on cigarettes. I'm sure they'll start taxing park benches. Who knows? But how would you see funding the schools at the level that it needs so that they can be successful at their jobs?
Yeah, I think the challenge in continuously increasing taxes to fund the schools is we think we're getting the revenue from the original tax base. But what happens when you tax on cigarettes is people go over the county line and they buy the cigarettes someplace else. And then that puts some other people out of business. And so the amount of tax that we think we're going to get, we actually never get because we're taxing on a shrinking base. So that's not what's going to solve the problem for the schools. I really believe the people of Philadelphia have spoken. They have said education is our #1 priority. Every poll you look at says that. If it's our #1 priority, we need to fund it first. Before we fund every other program, we need to fund the schools, fund the essential services that government needs to provide. If we do that, and then we also have a good plan on how we actually improve the schools and make sure that money gets into the classroom, then we'll finally be on the road to recovery for our school system.
So basically you're saying schools and essential services would be primary funding priority, and if there's anything left over, great, but those need to be taken care of first.
That's exactly right.
All right.